Hey there, my name is Kyle and welcome to Code Changes. Code Changes are one of Seona's flagship feature sets focused on making optimizations across your website and the backend code to help drive SEO success. Let's take a look at the dashboard and all of the different features that Code Changes provides. On the left-hand side here, you'll see active versus disabled code changes. Active code changes are any code changes that are being actively applied to your website, while disabled code changes are any code changes that you have manually disabled. At any time, you can go through and disable or enable any code changes. Additionally, you can go in and actually edit the code changes themselves. So, for example, if I want to edit these descriptions, I can always go in and manually edit any of them and press save to save those changes. Perfect. On the left-hand side here, you'll also see all the different types of code changes that Seona provides, from optimizing titles and descriptions to adding alt tags or H1 tags. This is all quite technical jargon, but if you have any questions or want to learn more about how we applied code changes and what they actually mean, you can always access our support documentation here on the right-hand side where you click Learn More. Perfect. You can also go through and see the types of code changes we apply to each of the different pages of your site and expand them below. Great. Now, let's take a look at PageSpeed Insights. This is PageSpeed Insights. PageSpeed Insights is Google's ranking of the overall user experience of your site across mobile and desktop, taking into account everything from overall SEO viability to page speed loading times. You can take a look here at how we actually actively apply code changes to help increase the Google PageSpeed score. For example, here you can see how the document having a title will help increase the SEO optimization of your Google sites to help better crawl, index, and understand your content. You actually go see what those code changes look like here. We also help you understand what best practices are for improving website security and accessibility for all types of visitors. If you ever want to learn more about how Google calculates PageSpeed Insights and how we help support PageSpeed Insights, you can always go try it yourself at the button here. Great. Now let's look at the preview page. Unfortunately, the preview page is not accessible to all users. For many of our content management system providers and web builders, they don't give us access to the preview page, so you might not see this view, especially if you are a Shopify customer. However, rest assured that you will still have your code changes being live, and I will soon show you how you can go in and make sure they're being applied, even if you don't have the preview page. For those that have the preview page, let's take a look at what it does. On the top here, you'll see all the different website pages you provide. You can get more information at any time using the button in the right-hand corner, and you can also see all of your code changes on the left-hand side. Here, you'll see a view of your website in live time with the code changes applied, and you can go in at any time and learn more information about your code changes, edit them, and most importantly, preview them to understand where they're actually being created. For example, here I can click Preview, and it will show me on my website where the code change is actually being applied. Of course, you won't actually get to see it in the user interface because it's a code change, so it's in the back end. But it'll show you and help contextualize where they're actually being done. Perfect. If you ever have any other questions, you can always, of course, access our support documentation, but you can always see this across pages as well. Not all code changes will be viewable with a preview, but for those that are, it'll help you contextualize and understand where they're being located. Great. Now, let's dive into how to actually look at your code changes in the web browser if you don't have access to the preview page or you want a better understanding of where your code changes are happening. Great, I've jumped into a Shopify site that unfortunately doesn't have the preview page enabled. However, we can still make sure that your code changes are being populated in live time on the client side to help grow your SEO. The easiest way to do this is to actually go to the site itself. So here, I'll go to the website itself and look at the header tag. So inspect element of the website, close the body, and look at the header tag in particular here in the header section of your inspect element, and take a look at the title. Here, I see the title is Dewy Skincare Organic Products for Glowing Skin. To make sure that my code changes are actively being applied, I can go in and look at my Seona dashboard, and here it is, optimizing the title, Dewy Skincare Organic Products for Glowing Skin. That's the easiest way to make sure your code changes are being actively applied. However, you can always go through and find all of these within your code changes if you go to the site and inspect element. If you ever have any more questions on if your code changes are being applied, you can always access our support documentation. The last thing to note is in the settings tab, you can choose between the automatic application and manual application options. If it's not automatically applied, this means that you have to go into the website yourself and manually apply all your code changes. For example, with this website, you need to go in and manually change 235 pieces of code. For automatic option, it means we automatically apply it for you. This is why, for most customers, we recommend the automatic application option. Great. Thanks so much for joining me and taking a tour of code changes today on Seona. As always, if you ever have any questions, please access our support documentation on the bottom left-hand side here. We are so excited for you to be joining us, and happy optimizing.